Well, last night, the state assembly passed a series of trans bills along a party line vote, including a bill to ban gender-affirming care for minors in Wisconsin.
Throughout the debate, there were questions about what exactly that type of care looks like in Wisconsin. Political reporter Will Keneally is here now with a little bit more context on this debate.
That's right. So the bill to ban gender-affirming care was authored by Republicans, and they argued during the debate last night that it is crucial legislation to protect Wisconsin children. Now, they drew comparisons to how other countries are regulating gender-affirming care for minors. And this week on For the Record, we sat down with Wisconsin Watch reporter Phoebe Petrovic, who's been investigating some of these comparisons and how that stacks up to what we're talking about here in Wisconsin.
Republican representatives in particular have pointed to Scandinavian countries as sort of rolling back gender-affirming care for young people. It is still accessible in extreme cases in some countries. The difference is in countries like Norway and Finland and the UK that research is being done because there is no ban, but the bans in the US would prohibit any research from happening.
Now, this is part of the context that we explore on this issue, and you can see more of our conversation this Sunday on For the Record.
So, Will, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that you guys talked about?
So I think the biggest thing that's helpful, I think, for us and the viewers is kind of talking about some of the definitions. A lot of the focus of this bill that was debated last night and some of the rhetoric that we've been talking about is largely about the surgeries. But when we talk about gender-affirming care, it can be kind of broad, running the gamut from just a social transition to some of the puberty blockers and some of the surgeries that we were discussing in this bill last night.
What are some of the things that her reporting entails? It's been pretty extensive.
Very extensive, which has been very helpful, I think, to everybody who's been covering this issue. She's been talking a lot about families and people who have been experiencing some of this firsthand, including an actual state legislator, Melissa Ratcliffe. So she has a trans child and actually spoke for the first time during floor debate last night, which is kind of a big deal for legislators. Everybody's kind of in a decorum, but when the legislator speaks for the first time, everybody gets up and applauds them. So to use that opportunity to kind of talk about a very personal issue for Ratcliffe, it was kind of a striking image that we saw last night.
Just hearing the discussion can trigger a lot of in people affected by this.
Exactly, too. What we learned through some of the debate last night, too, is that even just the introduction and kind of talking about some of these bills can be triggering for members of the trans community.
And the debate continues, right?
Exactly, yes. We'll see these bills kind of work their way through the Senate. You can find Phoebe Petrovic's reporting on wisconsinwatch.org, and you can also see our full interview this Sunday on For the Record.
Looking forward to seeing it.
We'll see you
Thank you.
Sunday. Thank you, Will.